Is Flintlock the Siege of Dawn the new Elden Ring killer? Hi, my name is Dead Oryx and I'm about to show you a sweet game that just launched today. It's called Flintlock. A lot of you might have heard about it. I'm going to try it out, see what it's about. Apparently it's a Souls-like game, which scares me a little bit, but we'll give it a go. Today was the release of the much anticipated game. Maybe I'm going too far saying it's much anticipated game. Well, at least for me it wasn't very anticipated. I really only found out about the game a week before its launch date. People came up to me, told me about the game. I watched the trailer. I thought, hey, I'm busy playing my first playthrough of Elden Ring. So that's all I've really got to compare Flintlock to. So I thought, let me give the game a go. It's available on the Xbox Game Pass if you want to get it, if you subscribe to it. So I didn't have to fork out the money for it. It wasn't much of an expense for me, so there was not much for me to lose. First impressions of the game. You start out with a kind of an interesting beginning to the story. You play as a female protagonist. Her name is Nor, and she wields an axe and a flintlock old school gun. You have this World War I style introduction where you're running through these trenches. It kind of captivated me in the beginning. The visuals were decent, not mind-blowing by any stretch of the imagination, but they were really good enough for the game. I'm keep trying to compare it to Elden Ring, which I shouldn't do, because Elden Ring is an absolute masterpiece. I haven't even finished the game. I'm taking my sweet time trying to finish it. This was a quick little side break to check it out. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but I'm busy playing Elden Ring, and I'm also sharing that time with another game, Once Human, that currently released. I'm having so much fun in those games that Flintlock didn't have enough to draw me away from any of those. So although it is a decent game, I saw some of the reviews out there on the internet were hovering around 60 to 70% depending on the publication that you're looking at. So it wasn't hugely received. Even looking at Twitch on the day of release, the view count for the game, the entire game, was about 3,000 concurrent views, which isn't a great amount of views for a game that just released. So I can't say it was very anticipated by many people. Also, you got to give them credit for trying to launch a Souls-like game during the same month or within the same month as the Elden Ring DLC. Very brave of them. I'm sure it didn't work in their favor. So maybe that just didn't give them enough attention. I'm not saying that the game is not worth taking a look at. I really do think it's a good game, and I think that someone could enjoy it. I could totally enjoy it, but like I said, it just doesn't have enough to draw me away from the games that I'm currently playing. The mechanics, the playstyle was really good. Like, you got this double jump and you can boost yourself forward. It feels very solid and smooth. You feel really badass when you're playing the game. Like, the mechanics feel good, they're solid, but there's a lot more elements to the game, the fights, than you'd find in Elden Ring. I found Elden Ring's fights to be a lot more basic in terms of the equipment that you use to defeat the boss. You just need to get better at you doing a certain amount of things. So like, the game feels like you got to practice several things and just get better and beat the boss. If that makes any sense. Flintlock has a few more mechanics that they added to the game. A lot of people say that it's not a Souls game, it's more Souls-like, it's more Souls-light. I found the game to be quite challenging. You wield an axe, you got a musket, and you got a flintlock pistol. So you got a lot more to work with. You've also got a god that follows you along in the form of a little fox type of creature that adds another element to the combat style. So it's so many elements, you know, it kind of made it a little bit confusing for me, and coming out of Elden Ring with only a few elements that I got to take care of when approaching an enemy, it felt convoluted. And I kind of got frustrated with it. And that's my personal opinion. It was still fun, and I'm sure someone else could enjoy it. Like, the parry moments are really cool. Like, as you parry and you get the shots in, it feels badass. There's a lot of moments in the game which makes you feel like very badass. Like, it's really cool, but is it enough to take me away from the games that I'm currently playing? It's not. If it was the only game in front of me, yeah, I think I could play it. I could keep going with it. I spent about 6 hours total on the game today. I didn't get too far in it in those 6 hours, but I kind of did enjoy my experience. If I had to give it a review, it's going to sound cliche. I'm going to follow the lines of what I saw online. I would give it about a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. That's my personal opinion. Like I said, I'm not much of a Souls gamer, so this is a great review for someone else that's not really a Souls gamer looking to play it. Check it out. If you've got Xbox Game Pass, I do suggest you check it out. It might be something that you enjoy even if you're not a Souls gamer, you can give it a go. It's got 3 difficulty levels. The first one is, I guess it's super easy. I went for the middle difficulty, which is a balance between a Souls experience and a normal gaming experience, if you would, for lack of a better term. And then the third difficulty is like your extreme difficult Souls experience. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd stay away from that. But at least it gives you 3 options. Elden Ring, you've got 1 option. Do or die. So in that respect, it could be fun for someone that's not really into Souls games and wants to play a cool single player game. Go ahead, give it a go. I think it's totally worth it. But in my experience, what I'm doing right now, like I said again, it's not going to pull me away from the games that I'm currently playing. So I'm not going to keep playing it. Maybe at a later stage, if I'm done with the games I'm currently playing and there's nothing new and exciting out, I'll give it a go. Just compared with the games that I'm busy playing at the moment, it's just not good enough. But again, decent game. Not bad. A 7 out of 10. An average of 7 out of 10 across publications is not bad at all. As for the technical specs, the game ran pretty smooth on my computer. I'm running a 3080 graphics card with 32 gigs of RAM. Nothing mind-blowingly good, but good enough to run the game. It ran smoothly. There wasn't too much to the game to make it like overbearing on my computer. Like I said, the visuals were there, but they weren't as detailed as Elden Ring. Like, you would come across a POI in the game. Let's say a wagon. Like, the wagon was kind of plain, nothing much to it, a few boxes around it. But in Elden Ring, the wagon will have like melted candle, it would have engravings on the side. There would be such fine and intricate details on the wagon that just the smallest thing in Elden Ring will capture your attention. But I didn't feel that in Flintlock. It's good, it's pretty, but not like on the level of what you would see in Elden Ring. Again, I'm comparing it to Elden Ring, which I probably shouldn't do. But that's all I've got to compare it with because, like I said, I'm not much of a Souls gamer. A few people came into my stream that were trying to play Flintlock on their Xbox Series S, and they said it was almost unplayable. I don't know how true that is. If maybe you have some experience with playing it on an Xbox Series S, you can let us know in the comments if it worked for you. But people were telling me that it was almost unplayable on the Series S, so maybe the specs on that console are just not good enough for the game. I don't know what the experience is on the Series X, but hopefully it would have been better. Yeah, so as for PC, I don't know if anyone also experienced any lag or anything. I did hear some people coming in saying that they weren't having the best experience, but like for me, it worked fine on my PC. There was some lag here and there, but that was starting the game and maybe entering into big and new sceneries. It kind of lagged a little bit. Not very noticeable, not like game breaking or anything like that, but I did experience minute pockets of lag, which could just be release issues. These things happen. They probably iron them out in the next couple of days with an update. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. Is this game for you? Well, it could be. If you're scared of approaching a Souls-like game, why don't you give this one a go? It's got 3 difficulty levels, so you don't have to go stuck into this challenges and destroy yourself and your sanity playing it on the max difficulty. You can start it on the easy difficulty. You can get yourself into a nice narrative, follow the storyline, get used to the mechanics, and see if a Souls-like experience is for you. Souls-like, maybe Souls-light experiences for you. And if you enjoy it, you can up the difficulty. I believe the game is open to a broader audience because of the 3 difficulty settings. So from beginner, those who want to just test out a Souls-like game and see if it's something that they would enjoy playing, I think it's a great place to start. And also those who want the complete Souls experience, the game has that for you too on offer. So all in all, I think it's available for anyone. A great place to start for someone who wants to get into Souls the game, but doesn't want to drop the big bucks on something like Elden Ring. You got Game Pass, you try it over there, you don't lose too much trying it. And if it's something for you, you can keep going with it and maybe try some other Souls games or upping the difficulty in that game. So final thoughts. I think that a 7 out of 10, what the internet have sort of given it, is kind of fair. For me, myself, I'd personally give it a 6.5, but that's only because I'm comparing it to the Elden Ring that I'm playing at the moment, which again, it's all I got to compare it with, so that's what I'm going to give it, a 6.5 out of 10. If you play the game, let me know what you think in the comments below, your experience. So all in all, what do I think of the game? Yeah, I think it deserves the review it got on the internet. 7, well, in my opinion, I think it deserves the review it got on the internet. 7 out of 10. It's decent. It's worth playing. Is it for me? Probably not. Will I play it again? Unlikely. Will you play it? Maybe. The game retails for about $40 US, which is not a whole lot for a big title like this. So it's not much to fork out for a new game. If it's worth $40, yeah, I think it's worth $40. I think it's a good price. At least they're not coming in at a $80 price tag and giving you a $30 game. I think it's a $40 game that you buy for $40. The price is definitely worth the game, in my opinion. Is Flintlock the Siege of Dawn the new Elden Ring killer? No, not by a long shot. Well, at least not in my opinion it is. You let me know what you think of the game. For $40, 7 out of 10, I think it's perfectly worth the price tag. Go check it out. Go get the game, especially if you are a Souls-like gamer, or even if you're not a Souls-like gamer. It's something for everyone in there. Is it my type of game? Not really. But let me know in the comments below what you think of the game. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to see more content like this, let me know. Like, subscribe, do all the rest. I'm also live 5 days a week on Twitch, so you can catch me there live. I'll see you on Twitch, hopefully.